and we have a lot of questions that we're going to ask, and she'll probably ask a lot of questions to us. So we'd appreciate. Don't trip. That'll be really, really bad. So Ryan will take care of the moving back and forth here. So, Mayor, I appreciate you coming out here and talking to us. Let's start off with the easy part, right? We know that homelessness is a big issue here in Scranton. We have our building in Olive Street, and we see it here at Keystone Mission. And I know I've been in communication with you, telling you about what's going on. And the first thing I want to start off with is that even though when I talked about this previously, and I say this almost every time that someone sits down here, is that we have the Keystone Mission truck here, the Keystone Mission logo, and the cups. It has nothing to do with Keystone Mission, it's homelessness. It's going to take a joint effort. And what do you see in your administration, because obviously you're the gatekeeper of the city right now, that we could do, and I'm not asking you to talk about Keystone Mission at all. What do you, first of all, we got to take care of the sound over here. What do you see as what we could do to get homelessness? We're not going to solve homelessness, but what can we do to help homelessness in the city?
Well, as you know from working together these last 10 months, especially during the COVID crisis, but really from us coming in January, starting our administration, our goal is to get people connected to resources, whether they're city resources or city services or other resources. So my team has worked so hard to get information out on my weekly town halls every Friday afternoon on Facebook. We have great social media. My team is always pumping out resources there, trying to make sure that people out in the community understand where to go for things. So if we can't solve it, usually it's not the city that solves it, but we can connect the dots, whether it's to Keystone Mission, to county services, to other social services, to community center, all sorts of things. So we really see ourselves, the city, as a hub for information, and it's our role, we think, to be able to push that out. So we do everything we can to make sure people understand how to prevent homelessness. I think that's one big thing is rental assistant. My team just today, actually somebody rolled up next to my car the other day when I was pulling out of City Hall, and they said, "You're the mayor, right? And we're looking for rental assistance. How do we do that?" And my team talked to them today. So we're really trying to prevent that from happening, right? Keeping up on the eviction stay and making sure people know their rights on that, making sure they understand that you can slow the assistance is out there. So we're trying to get those resources there to prevent people from needing a service like Keystone Mission. And then with other things, trying to make sure that the city is a place where not only is it safe and clean to live, there are opportunities, there are good jobs, there are family-sustaining jobs, the education system is what it should be, so people have the opportunity to not only get on their feet, but stay on their feet.
Awesome. I couldn't agree better than any of that. I think that maybe you should be sitting here for 24 hours.
I gotta go home to my little girl, but we can come back.
That's okay. No, I think that's awesome. Everything that you said is exactly what we talk about. I think that not only is the homeless to address, it's those that are the most vulnerable to become homeless, so that we don't keep, the bucket. Keystone Mission and other agencies can help, stop that draining of the bucket, but we got to plug those holes of the areas, that are out there that, on one paycheck away from being homeless or whatever it is. That we were looking at a building. It was on 215 Hickory Street, or it is on 215 Hickory Street. We're excited about that. One of the things, and I talked to you about this, is that we're not looking at a homeless shelter, right? We're looking at a transformation center. And one of the big things, and it's a myth, and I think I want to bring this myth out with you because you're the greatest person to talk about this, is that they think that if you put a homeless shelter in the area, right, it's going to bring homeless people to the area. It's like a beacon. Like, oh, the homeless people are going to come to Scranton now because you got a homeless shelter. And especially if you start doing things successfully, right? You start getting agencies on board working together. The mental health is communicating with the drug and alcohol. The drug and alcohol is communicating with the healthcare. We're talking with CareerLink, whether it's our homeless shelter or it's the other homeless shelters in the area working together. However, the whole picture works together. People think, oh, well, Scranton's doing a great job. If I go to Scranton, I'll be okay. And I think that the biggest myth out there is that that's not what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is, and I shouldn't say think, it's probably going to happen, is that your phone is going to be off the hook from other mayors across the state of Pennsylvania and across the country saying, what's Scranton doing right? Right? and we'll be more of a beacon to show the direction of what we're doing. And I think that, that's, I would think, the biggest goal is saying that we can work together as a team. We can work together, government and private sector and faith-based sector, together as a team to accomplish one goal.
Well, something like Keystone Mission is not bringing up problems to a place. The problems are here. It's a solution to a resource. That's how we do it. So we need more mental health services, behavioral health services. We really do have fantastic social services in Scranton. I think we've seen that with the public health crisis, and we've had those services available to people, but we will always need more. We need more of those drug intervention services. We have a great treatment part of the county, but we can always use more services to bolster that. But that's the thing, is that the problems are here. I'm very worried about, as we go into the fall and winter, people that didn't expect to lose their jobs this year, that did. Maybe that rental, maybe their savings is running up and they won't be able, running out and they won't be able to afford to stay in their places. We're really concerned about that. These problems are here. We're grateful to Keystone Mission for being a part of our community, helping to make sure that we're getting people back on that.
And it is already here. It's a point blank. One of the things I want to talk about, because I think that your city, and not being biased because my agency is in your city. I am a loser, but my office is in Lackawanna and is right in here in the city of Scranton. I want to commend you in that your police department is amazing when it comes to the homeless. Talking to the homeless takes a skill, right? And your police department, with your police chief leading the way, has really dedicated their time to addressing the needs of the homeless. I think that what I'm seeing, and not what I'm thinking, I see it, is, and a great example happened today, right? The police came. The incident wasn't, I'm looking to bang these guys up and get them, in trouble. It was more of, what's the problem? And how can I help fix that? And how can I help make that better and move forward? And I want to commend you, first of all, with your police department.
It's all about there.
I think that needs to be addressed. I think that they don't get recognized hard enough about dealing with a population that we deal with every day that is difficult to deal with. It's point blank difficult, but they do a great job. And I don't know if you had anything to do with that or anything like that, but I just wanted to give a shout out while you were here.
Well, the police department is great. It's a bunch of wonderful men and women who dedicate their lives to law enforcement. So I'm the lucky one on that note. I hope that our administration is matching that and helping only foster that more. We're here to serve people. We're here to help them. We're not here to be punitive. We're here to keep people safe and make it a positive thing where we're all able to live in a safer and more.
Hands down, your administration has been unbelievable. And Keystone Mission is dedicated to move it to the next level, right? One of the things I wanted to point out is that every city has a fire department, has a police department, has an ambulance, has a hospital, and all that. But by putting a homeless shelter doesn't make your city worse, right? It makes your city a better place. And especially a transformation center, that we're looking to transform lives. It makes it a better place, a better world. You're always going to have some people that are not going to have what you and I have, that we get to go home. You said you're going home with your daughter.
I know, I said the word home, and I caught that in my own thing.
And I was sitting there, I'm like, not all of us have that, right? And wouldn't it be nice, right, if you as a mayor could come back and say, we got it all. We can take care of all our people. Whether you're the poorest of the poor or whether you're the richest of the rich, we got something for you. I want to commend you with everything you do. You're not a friend just to Keystone Mission, but I think you're a friend to humanity at all. And you look out for everyone, and that's what it comes down to. I thank you again. I know you're busy, and you said you had to go see your daughter. That's really important. We really appreciate everything you do, and hopefully in the near future we'll be able to break ground and build this shelter and make Scranton proud, and make not only you proud but the city proud, and move forward in that direction. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with?
No, I'm glad that you guys are doing this. I'm glad that we could provide Weston as a place for you all to get your message out. We're really proud of this facility. I love it. We've got some basketball games coming up, as well. It's just a nice, beautiful day for this. But we really appreciate your partnership.
I do, and I want to talk about two more things you just brought up, which I didn't even think about until you just said that. You gave us a I guess the green light is the best way to say it, during COVID to put in here. What was your thought process behind that by saying, you could have said no, right? There was, and I always sit there, I lived here for 2 months myself, right? And you knew that. And I'm sat here and I always thought, if I was the mayor, right, would I have said yes to that? I'm thinking, COVID, it's red. We played the red light, green light, blue light, and it was red phase. And, I'm thinking, okay, what happens if there's COVID inside? There's a lot of things as a mayor I'd be concerned about. What was going through your head when you said that?
You and I had met, I think in February, so it was you and your entity were fresh on my mind when COVID really ramped up, and I remember I wanted to call you and see what we could do. And we use this as a code blue, and you guys use this as a code blue already. And to me, it was, well, if we're going to be in lockdown, if this building's going to be sitting empty, why shouldn't it be a place? This nice large building with bathrooms and clean facilities should not be sitting empty during this lockdown. We should use this for the good. We should use this for people that need this. So it was really not even a question in my mind. That's what we should do. And there's always insurance and legal that has to go through, but it worked out.
We took care of it together. Now, what I think is important is the outcome, right? And so, and Ryan will help me with the numbers here. We had 42 individuals that we placed in apartments. All right. While they were here, not only did we house them, and that was the original plan, was just housing them. We decided that we were going to start doing this model that we wanted to do, what we want to do long term inside here. Placed 42 individuals. One of them to this day has relapsed back to be homeless. So that's 41 people in apartments that we're following, making sure everything's okay. They're doing it, so it just works, right?
Absolutely.
And imagine what we did in 2 months, what we could do in 80 years, right? And the last piece I'm going to say is you blessed us again. We can use this year again for Code Blue, and we're excited about that. And we'll be talking later about how we do Code Blue and all that kind of stuff. But